Welcome back to the Trading Desk. I'm here again this week with Chris Mergenthaler, local business person. Chris has started a company in the last year called Velitrac, which is a logistics management software. And again, we're trying to highlight some different business people here in town. And so we asked Chris to come in and see if he could tell us a little bit about his business, how the business environment here in Bend is for startups. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about what your product does, how you came up with the idea, how it's transitioning with the environment being what it is right now in your space.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me. Velitrac was designed out of a visualization of a need for international logistics management software at a lower level for the small and medium-sized shipper, importer, exporter.
So importers, exporters that are dealing with basically from the plants in China, Brazil, anywhere they could be, and they're coming mostly stateside?
Mostly stateside, although it does work with what we call third countries. So we have customers that track shipments from China to France, China to Australia, and basically what it does is just all this information does exist somewhere on somebody's system. It's just a matter of finding it and consolidating it and automating that step so that smaller to medium-sized companies can leverage that for their own IT system.
So you've basically become an aggregator of information and repackaging, selling it to, again, import-export type companies who really don't have a handle on managing that process.
Right. Well, so many people are trying to figure out where all their things are.
Okay.
And it's a problem. It's a big staffing requirement.
So when you mean where they are physically, they're actually trying to find out where that ship is? And
where the container is on the ship or the train or the truck.
Okay.
Any part in the process.
And how is that beneficial to the customer when they're serving their customers?
Well, they have to share that information with everybody in the collaborative environment. They have to know where their product is, where their orders are. Are they on time? Are they delayed?
Okay.
Delays cost a lot of money, both at piers and at rail stops, but also for the customers themselves who have invested heavily in these products.
Right. And so, from their perspective, if I can be so forward, but I'm guessing that your product is somewhat like a CRM for shipping companies. It's a customer relationship management tool that enables them to provide their customers with another layer of service. But ideally, you're making it easier for your vendors to provide that information.
Right. We're consolidating a manual process, automating it, and we're more like an Expedia of traffic management for the smaller.
Or a Salesforce.com for managing that.
All web-based.
And it's all web-based.
All by your references.
So how did you come into this product? Obviously you must have had some experience in this area. So how long have you been in Bend and why did you choose to go this route?
Well, I had a company in Portland for a dozen years or so and been in the business for a little bit longer than that. And we found that there was always the need for staff members to track and trace on shipments to find out where they were and give that information to our clients. So I sold out to my partner, moved here in Bend to Bend about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And was able to start this up and found that through some pretty dynamic consolidation processes over the web, you can find all this information and put it in the hands of the people who need it most.
And nobody's doing this right now?
Well, not at this level, no.
Yeah.
No, there are big players.
So did you do the programming, or did you outsource the programming, and was that done locally, or was it done somewhere else in the world?
Yeah, no, I hired local programmers.
Okay.
PureBlend, I work with PureBlend, local product developer here, web-based tools, and they're good guys, they get it. And I found that the environment here in Bend was very conducive to a small startup entrepreneur. There's good networks around, whether it be with PubTalk or other other networking environments.
So now sales are taking off. You're a year into it, so you've seen some good sales growth, obviously, and year two, I would imagine, is going to really, be 09 is going to be a big year for Velitrac and the opportunities that you have moving forward with the business environment.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, the environment is not as great as we'd like it to be, but even in an environment like this, where you're automating a manual process, companies that are
tight on
facing
budgets
challenges at staffing levels can either add business and not add headcount, or if they've had to go through the difficulty of laying people off, then they can still maintain and increase their value.
Well, great. Thanks for coming on today, Chris. We appreciate your time, and we know you'll be back and telling us about your successes. And don't forget us little people when when you go IPO in this company in the next few years. We'll be back at the trading desk and we'll be talking about our fantasy finance selections of the month of January.